Now, before you skip and get mad, let me break this down of how, in terms of style, this was his prime. And the reason that was, after doing some research, I realized in this fight, he actually had a trainer that was with him that came up under Customato, right? A fellow boxer who was trained the same way, that trained him the exact same way for this fight. Now, when I say that, I'm talking about the style, right? He fought under the same style that he originally started with, right? Now, this is a clip leading up to the Bruce Seldon fight, but he stayed with Jay Bright, right, the trainer. He stayed with him also leading up to the first Holyfield fight, right? So you can look it up. I looked it up. I did my research. He had Jay Bright when he fought Bruce Seldon and the first time he fought Holyfield. But check out this clip.
Moved into D'Amato's Catskill home. And there, Tyson learned more than just boxing.
I learned more about life than I ever would learn about boxing, I think.
Many believe Tyson slowly drifted away from the teachings of D'Amato. But now, since his incarceration, he is anxious not to repeat past mistakes and eager to regain the future that once was his. And to do so, he has returned to the ways of his mentor.
Cus gave me confidence. He praised me every day. And he praised me to the degree in which he made me believe everything he said about me.
For his return to the ring, Tyson enlisted surrogate brother and D'Amato disciple Jay Bright to be his trainer.
Cus's style is a mixture of aggressiveness and defensiveness, and it's a very hard style to master, but it's the most effective style.
So you heard him. So that Cus D'Amato peekaboo style was definitely implemented in the Bruce Seldon fight, but also the first Holyfield fight, because he still kept the same trainer. I mean, why would he get rid of him? He won the fight against Bruce Seldon. So he had the same style going into this fight, the first Holyfield fight. Now, this is the very first round. It's important to use this as a way to kind of map out how the fight would have went if Mike Tyson was in his prime, because Mike in the first round was fully energized and keeping to the game plan that, like I said, his trainer who trained with him, came from the camp, was able to implement right in this first round. But I think as the rounds went on, Mike got sloppy, and then even though he was training under the same style that he started with, you know, he's not Kevin Rooney, and Kevin Rooney and Cus were the only ones that could keep him on track in a fight, especially a fight that got difficult. Like Holyfield's a very difficult man to fight. That's why pay attention to this first round.
Garcia from last year in which Garcia died. We'll see if he's overly cautious. And
as soon as he hit him, he got a clean right hand, a straight punch, which he normally doesn't throw a lot of.
Let go in the hand, a quick right by Tyson. Tyson then with the crowd behind Holyfield.
Wasn't able to do it. It might be something different.
And he's also trying to.
Tyson missing with that straight right.
And he's got to settle down into regular fighting.
The top of Tyson's head.
Now you notice right now, nobody's overwhelming nobody. It's a back and forth thing, right? Holyfield knows his style because he was training with David Tuitt. And Mike Tyson, he's implementing the old school style that he came from. So it's pretty much a back and forth. So just imagine, right, if Mike could have kept that pace up. You know, the issue is he ran out of gas because he wasn't in that much good shape, right? And then he didn't stick to the plan, right? Because he didn't have a trainer to really get in his ear like a Cus D'Amato or a Rooney, even though this trainer came under that same style, right? But you see, it's pretty much a back and forth, and it stayed like that for the next 3 rounds.
Again, a good defensive.
When they get close, tie him up for sure and tie him up right away. But if it...
See, I know y'all saw that. So you see the different combinations and the different angles. You see the head moving from Mike Tyson, right? So this is similar to what we seen him do in the 80s, right? Because like I said, the trainer that was training him this fight came from the Cus D'Amato camp, right? he was a fellow boxer with him, but the same style. This is the style he's using, but the problem is two things, as I pointed out before. As the fight went on, and I say probably past the fifth, Mike Tyson just ran out of stamina and became a headhunter. He ran out of stamina, and he didn't keep the style. He didn't keep the blueprint that he trained under, even for this fight, right?
As a warrior, he will fight.
He wants a sort of boxing match rather than just these big slugging.
Holyfield Mason to Tyson.
You know what?
Right? And we see that Holyfield ain't no punk. Holyfield is coming back. He not quitting. Holyfield keeps coming and keeps coming. But you see that because Mike Tyson is fully energized, right, and has the trainer from the custom model camp, that he's able to also keep up the pace and continue on the attack, right? Continue on the overall fight in this particular round, but also I would say the next 3 rounds, right? We see that. So it's like a back and forth. So it's really who would have got the most punches in. If Mike could have kept up this pace right here and kept up that same style, that blueprint that we see him fighting right now, this fight could have went anyway, 50-50 in my opinion.
And there you saw Evander Holyfield throw a nice body shot, and it's going to be one shot, and that's it.
The decibel level here is
Been close a lot. We've been wondering.
a straight right. As we head for the bell.
So I conclude, if Mike would have took this specific fight more serious under the trainer he had, right, he would have been able to do a lot better, for sure. He would have been able to do a lot better, and this fight could have went 50-50. And I don't even think it would have been won by no knockout. It probably would have came down to a decision, which most likely they would have gave to Mike because he was the champion and all that other kind of stuff. But you see, if Mike would have just kept up this pace, this fight would have been a lot better, right? I think. Now, the second fight, I think Holyfield figured out that not only he could frustrate Tyson with, kind of like smothering him and then grabbing his arms a little bit to slow him down, he also started headbutting him. So at that point, the only way he could have beat Holyfield at that time is with Kevin Rooney. But I think this specific fight, Mike could have won if he just would have trained harder and longer, for sure.